I am Hat, and you have come to my stream. I am Hat,
And I am hearing myself as an
my
echo because I opened my own
I
channel
am
like a fool.
And
Nice.
that was a good way to start. Alright. You know how it is when you've got to test things. Boy. Alright. Let's settle into this. I am going to try to do the last finishing touches of my Kanite class. So, I made a bunch of changes that involved the outer sections, or the sections outside Medbay, and also outside. Hello, Mr. Russian. You're very welcome. One of my good friends is a Russian. Anyway, as I was saying, I made these sort of protective bands around some outer parts. Also, in this case, the chapel and the common area. That's mostly to balance out the look of having done it to Medbay, because there had been some requests on my map to have some kind of meteor impact protection, and so I designed something to do just that. And that is now finished. Well then, hi Benson. What is you? Okay, well there we are. There we are. Good of you to show up. Now I have to decide whether I want to leave the prongs as they are, meaning minus the addition I made over on the right side, or I need to make them bigger in order to compensate for the additional width that has come on the lower section. I don't know. I can't decide if the overall shape makes the front look pitiful now, and whether I should enlarge it somehow. I suppose what I could do, that would be a heck of an operation though, is simply lengthen this whole cargo dock. I know one of the things that they like to do is dock the trade station, the remote trade station, to this thing via the cargo shuttle, and that requires a certain amount of space. And I think I might have made it more difficult given the new structure I've now surrounded this thing with. I don't know yet. We'll have to find out. And I also then fear that if I just make everything larger, this thing will get buried. And lengthening things isn't simple. Like, I essentially have to delete all of this work all the way up to at least here where the windows are, and then I have to build outwards and then recreate the whole room, link up the whatchamacallit, the conveyor belts and everything, and set up the tiny fans and have powers and stuff like that. It's going to be annoying. So I'm going to stop complaining now and see if I can't do something with maybe the front. Because maybe I could do... Let's Let's do a bit of sketching. A little bit of sketching. Let's see. Okay, I gotta make sure that this goes well, because I've had situations before where I've created stuff and it ended up in its own grid and it wasn't connected to the ship, which I might add was incredibly annoying. Will this even help? I'm now suddenly wondering. Or am I just exacerbating the problem? I guess I don't really know yet. I'll have to keep sketching. I might have to have a few more of these. And I will also have to keep growing this outwards. Would it even out the shape? Is it beginning to do that? Alright, that will definitely do it. And then what I have to do now is replicate all of this outwards. There's something about this whole setup that annoys me. I feel like it isn't helping. Like, when I look at the overall shape that's beginning to grow, I don't really see. I don't see it helping right now. This is the trouble with trying to design things from aesthetics, because suddenly shape matters and you have to redesign things to make sure that it adds up. Visually, that is. Aesthetic and functional. Ugh. Alright. I'm gonna abandon this very concept. There is nothing to be done. Not that's worth doing this much effort. Not really. I must delete all of this. I don't know what a dynamic I'm going for here, honestly. I have no idea. Like, if I'm missing a trick or something. Let's just go with this for now. At least it doesn't seem completely terrible. Ooh, excuse me. I could always adjust it. Yeah, no, there's nothing for it. I cannot expand the prongs and basically decrease the size of her hips. It seems like you're trying to be an engineer and an architect at the same time, says Benson. Those guys are known to hate each other. Yes, it's, I'm not going to pretend that this is not a difficult internal conversation. That sort of in between is like that part of the brain that says functionally everything is as it should be. You're just complicated things now. But the look is not alright. It's like, yeah, but who cares? I do. You know, that's the kind of thing we're going for here. No, you know, that'll do, I think. Maybe, actually, maybe not. Maybe this should be free. So you cannot easily float in front of the window. Yeah, that seems nice. That seems like a thing. What did you guys have? Practically nothing. Does that mean I should do the same to you? No. No. There should be weirdness. Now the question is, should I expand the prongs in the way that I did before, where they end up being longy? Because you see, that idea has merit. I was looking for something I have made for myself, which is in fact a screenshot of the last time that I made these prongs, or when I attempted it and had a fantastic failure when I discovered that the whole thing had been disconnected. Let's see now. How many do I need to go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. All right. That's really how this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15. Let's start there. Make sure it's connected. Oh, no, it isn't. That's just terrifying. What is that? It's not even... Like, even from the beginning, even from the very beginning, like, it fails. I'm gonna have to do this in, like, click by click. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then it was shit. I don't remember. Is there old cats first time chat? Welcome to chat. They ask, is there room to dock the ATS at the cargo? The automatic trade station, yes. That seems to be the ever-returning question that comes up. There is, in theory, you have to sort of do a bit of trimming on the sides, but look, if you really want something done, it can be done. This is why I think you can even do it in this way as well. Because I turned it into a shuttle. Is there room to done? Oh, right. Yes. No, I'm sure. Yeah, no, you can do all kinds of things. I would say that there are the whole automatic trade station and the fact that you can dock it to the cargo and sort of drag it back with you. I mean, it's ingenious thinking, I would say, first of all. It's very ingenious thinking, but I also think it's a bit of a boring... it's a boring response. Like, I don't know if the solution is to make cargo this sort of thing where the shuttle goes away and you don't sort of know where it goes, and you sort of have to wait for it to go away, and you have to wait for it to come back. Because as ingenious as the current situation is, and it is, I completely recognize that it is, it's also... It's just, that's not the point. You're not supposed to do that, obviously. You're not supposed to drag the trade station over to the station itself. That's just, you might as well just build it into the station at that point. But then, you know, the question comes up, what do you do about it? Sniper says, and also, hi, Sniper, says the cargo shuttle teleporting was done because of technical limitation of Beyond. What Murph servers do to save the ATS situation is this. That might, yes, that could also be a way to do it. Maybe we should consider doing that, because I genuinely, again, I cannot stress, I don't want to ruin anyone's fun or sort of put people down. I genuinely think the whole situation is ingenious. But I want the proper cargo gameplay back, where you actually have to send this thing away, where you have to go get something. Like, you cannot just drag this thing to the station. That's just like... That's not supposed to happen. So, I hope I've made myself clear that I'm not disparaging in that way. I just want that gameplay. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember my count that I did earlier. Let me just have a go again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. So I just gotta have 2 more. Okay, that's the full length of the prong once it's been expanded. I think it's in one piece now, so that means I should, in theory, be able to go do this, do that, and then do this. Please have that work. Holy fuck, I think it worked. Let's see. Now, Frontier and DV has a console at the bridge to buy ships. We can have it so that at the start of the shift, this is Sniper saying this, you have to haul freight and pilot, but late game you spend like 20k pesos to buy your personal ATS as a late game treat or expo ships. No idea how hard it would be for BPL to implement buying ships. I don't really know either. I don't know what the limitations are, because essentially what I imagine that what Frontier does is that you, first of all, the whole reason why ships need to be a certain size is that in order to be able to be spawned in, they need to be able to, I think, go into FTL. They need to be within that size limitation. And therefore, they create a map, I think, just by creating a map. And then they load in the grid of your ship that fits the size requirement into that map. And then they initialize the map. And then they tell that ship to basically FTL to the station. And, it'll then eventually arrive. In some cases, it might just straight up be spawned in. I don't know. Like into the main map. But I could see a way to accomplish it on BPL 14 without it sort of having to be super magic. Right. Where was I? I was doing this. At that point, I might be worried about the BPL server load. I mean, we're not made of money, obviously, but we do have options. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we upgraded to a server that could to conceivably handle 100 people. We've been nearing that number ever since. I think our latest escapade was 86. Was our last record on BPL 14. And yeah, I mean we can upgrade. We're able to upgrade, I think. Yesterday had some serious space lag. I blame science. Yes, there is some heavy computation that goes on once science gets going, without a doubt. It looks funny. It looks kind of funny right now. This is like the world's slowest 3D printer, or no, 2D printer, uh, driven by human eye squinting at the apparently slightly too low resolution, or I should have made it higher resolution than what I did from when I took the screenshot. It's yeah. It's I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh God, I'm aging by the second. That's how it feels. Cinder Dragon, welcome to the chat. Kanite shall keep extending until morale improves. You damn right it shall. you're not that old. No, you're right, but still, that's how it feels. Like you look at this stuff and you're like, oh, why is it so low resolution? Oh my God. Modern technology. Bah. Let's see now. Alright, I have to keep doing these a few times. My back hurts. Where are my pills? What are you doing in my room? Yeah. Oh, I forget. I have completely forgotten to put on music. There we go. We gotta have some vibes. Look, I know it's the same soundtrack, but I don't care. I love this music. You can't get off my lawn or get away from my house. Sir, you don't have a lawn. What? I clicked myself. that would be her size. Like that's how far it would extend. No, the salvage magnet has not been added to Kanite. For the simple reason that there's no real place to put it that it's meaningful. This is one of the reasons why I was doing this, was to give Kanite potentially an extension in a way that would mean that enough open space would be here for you to be able to call something in that you could harvest, because otherwise you would be facing this way out into space here, and like nothing I've designed is helpful when you do that. So I'm trying to sort of make it face this way, but that would mean that this front here has to be clipped, so it looks like Kanite would end up looking like a kind of can opener, basically like the shape it has now. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not sure what I think. The alternative is to not add a salvage magnet. Curve it. I don't know what you mean by curve it. I have no idea. Like, yeah, I mean, Kanite, I was actually hoping that there's the space in between here would be big enough for Kanite to basically scoop things in between here. Like there would be enough space. I mean, granted, you can always find a larger wreck, but that's not the point. Just give me a few seconds to think on that. I'm gonna just quickly get up and take some food out of the fridge. But then I'll think on it while I do that. You can be entertained by this wonderful music in the meantime. And yeah. Alright, I am back. I still am not sure what is meant by curving it. But, let's just take this out of the way. Alright. What are we going to do? If I build out the total length of this new spike or prong, I need to justify this part of the space with something. It could just be more maintenance, I guess. Like, I could just straight up move the engines further out. And just have more maintenance. Why not? Communication array in front of the extension. We don't really have a communications array. What the ship has is a telecommunications room. And this telecommunication room is right here. It's actually quite exposed, but still behind very powerful glass. You ram into space object and can't even send SOS. Now that would be the grand irony. It is the sort of thing. Like, originally I wanted to do an introduction video where I wanted Tex and a few others to do voice acting, sort of like taking questions or something like that as some kind of official Nanotracing spokesperson. He just like masterly avoiding all questions. Kind of leaves to go drinking. Cinder Dragon says the front is going to take a lot of beatings from drunk captains. Nothing crucial should be installed. See, that's how I think Nanotracing's going to think as well. They're like, we all know what's going to happen. You know, it might not happen today or tomorrow or for even several years, but we know what's going to happen. We know very well what's going to happen. It's why Salvage is going. Well, that was my logic too. It's like when somebody asked, like, so what's the lore for why Kanite exists? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you realize how many abandoned, busted, and completely broken things and stations are out there because of every goddamn disastrous shift that's been out there? So much money. I mean, are you kidding? This is salvage heaven. This is why, just in case I haven't said it before, this is why I want to make that game that is essentially a mix between FTL, the game, and Hard Space Shipbreakers. Maybe we just need even more space, varied space wreck spawned at round start. That could be. But I do know that we have actually a thing that spawns like asteroids and bits and pieces everywhere. 70% science full, 20% engineering screw, 10% nukies, correction, 8% nukies, 2% clown. I think it's more like 2% nukies and 8% clown, but that's me. That side is actually wider. I'm gonna have to shave it a bit. Or add the curve to the other side. What do people think? More curve or less curve? Cinder Dragon says, I'm not sure how to comment on the curve. Alright. That's fair. You don't have to. I'm just myself, I'm not sure which I like the most. Do I like the sort of straight, more straighted edge on the left, or the more curved one on the right? I can't seem to decide. Leave it as is to harm perfectionists. That's just cruel and unusual. But I might, you know, I might. Being a bit of a perfectionist myself. That just, I would hate that if someone did that. As a phone user, half at work, half asleep, I can hardly see the difference. That's fair. It's probably fine. We'll leave it the way it is. Alright. This is going to be her new shape. If I'm feeling brass balls, I want to take a look at the UI code for shuttles to see if I can make thrusters appear when viewing the console screen. That would be such a boon to Kanite if I could easily identify broken thrusters across the ship. Yes, that would be amazing. There is an even more serious issue that I'm hoping I can find, I can implement at one point. And I'm debating whether to tell anybody out loud, because they might just get funny ideas if I say it. Because it's a quite of a serious flaw in the design of Kanite. That you can really, really exploit. My old cat says, my intrusive thoughts are taking hold. Is this FTL capable? I wish. But no, it is too large. And frankly, I'm no longer sure exactly what defines that. Because I think there might be a way of allowing bigger and bigger things to FTL. So... is it FTL capable? We can make one, exactly one, and it will explode. I think maybe there's a limitation or a problem with the amount of entities and all the rest that has to get moved. Not sure, but... Alright, I've decided that it's fine. That I can mention what it is that the flaw is. Well, the flaw is that the whole ship, the whole station is run from this console, this one here, which is a shuttle console. If you have another shuttle console somewhere and just install it in the floor, you can control the whole station. So first, we need to fit in 6 thrusters. They need to be placed somewhere. I mean, that would be the easiest one. But it also kind of looks a bit dumb. Let's pretend for a moment that we need this front space here for something. I don't know what it is, but let's pretend we do. Old Cats asks, what's the power generation on this look like? It's run on 4 AMEs. 4 separate AMEs. For completely aesthetic reasons. It's just, normally on large vessels, you have more than one engine usually. And so this one does as well. It has 4. It has these engine blocks with a single AME in each. Like one here, one there. And then these goes out to extra emergency power in case you have a failure. You have 3 Pac-Man generators on one side with the fuel underneath and the same on the other side. So that should be a fair amount of emergency power while you come up with a fixed solution. The same thing comes for this side. It has the same thing as well. 2 AMEs on each side with emergency power. It even has like a tiny emergency air system in case you have a massive breach or rupture and something like that. All you have to do is turn on this gas pump and you have something. Show them. Oh yes, Atmos. Atmos here is well, it's a little compressed, but I think you can totally fit a respectable TNG here if you really want to. Because it has all the essentials. I actually don't know what you would be missing. I mean, it takes space, I grant you, but it's not that much. You can, I mean, I'm 100%, even in my limited knowledge, I can fit a TG here. Yeah. Yeah, I was really pleased with that layout as well. I mean, it was already a limited space, but I already knew that I wanted to do something unconventional when it came to SS14 and 13 maps. I wanted to, and also I wanted to try to give the feeling of a spaceship. Like, this isn't just a normal station where there has to be a power source. No, no, no. Multiple engines. If that sounded weird, that was me taking a slurp from my water bottle. It just sounded weird when I did it. I don't know why. Right. That's actually, OCAT says, I feel like I can imagine signs just blowing out a side of this. That's actually why they are on the side. They're fitted in almost like a module in this space. This is why, this maintenance goes through science, and they're on the side of this thing. It's because everybody expects them to explode. They always grumble about, like, oh, we don't have enough space. It's like, yeah, but we all know what happens once you get a bit of space and you find some anomalies and you get going with something. Something's gonna explode, and it's probably gonna be you. So that's why it's on the side of the ship all the way up here. Far away from command. Well, somewhat far away. But, yeah. We all know what they get up to. They won't admit it, but we all know. Believe me, I do too. If I could eject whole sections of the ship, sort of by button or by some other way, I'd design it. I would, because that's just too funny. No, we don't know. You're being ejected. Slam. Oh god. You're fired. Slams button. I mean, I suppose I could make this front up here, somewhere where you can have that magnet. But you would have to. Is that too cruel? I mean, I guess. I mean, salvage already have it pretty good on this ship. So would it be, I don't think it'd be too cruel to basically have them to work out. Yeah, no, there is a salvage magnet on the ship. Go find it. Not sure how cruel that would be. I don't think it's too cruel. I'm having a sudden thought. What if this outer section was even more sort of open? What I mean is, this. On both sides. So in other words, therefore, more space. So you can have even bigger chunks in the front pile or in the front prongs. Is that too meaningless? Alright, see you, sniper. Do not attempt an FTL jump. No promises. need to give a worthy platform for the salvage magnet. Let me just look up what a salvage magnet takes. SS14 mapping. Oh wait, what am I doing? SS14 mapping salvage magnet. Okay, let's get a little more specific here. Salvage magnet, please. Good grief. Function basically identical to how it works in Mira's original document and how it worked ever since the recent major rework. The magnet allows salvagers to pick from different selections of wrecks and asteroids, giving them an overview of the general loot on them. Asteroids serve as just a way to get needed resources. They aren't particularly complex or difficult and can be thought of as the chill part of salvage. Wrecks, on the other hand, have a unique loot, including scrap and deconstructible objects, as well as some weak equipment that can serve to start getting a salvage on the progression to the mining asteroid. Wrecks may have low-level threat like weak mobs and non-fatal traps, but are otherwise similarly endangered to asteroids. Well, I guess there's nothing for it. I'll have to look up salvage magnet. And it's just this thing. I need to create some kind of enclosure for it, otherwise no bueno. He thinks the SS14 wiki is updated. Look, sometimes the information is still useful. That's all I'm saying. Where do we put the salvage magnet? Where the fuck it's supposed to go? I know nothing about salvage magnets. I'm gonna have to look up actual existing maps, aren't I? Alright. That's 14 maps. Map viewer. Thank you. Box. I know where cargo is in box. There it is. seems like it's not that fussy. Maybe I shouldn't even worry about it. Like, I'm just suddenly thinking, like, what would happen if I straight up just installed it, like, here? Right here. What would happen? Because I'm thinking, if it can't fit, and if it only works the way that I think it does, it'll just throw something out here. Be like, yeah, there you go. There's your asteroid. There's your thing. I straight up think it can't do it. I don't think it can. Do anything. That's my current theory. I think I could place this thing right here. I think this might actually work. Like, I straight up think this would actually work. And then what we could do, you know what we could do? If we did that? Oh, no, even better. Oh, because here's what I was thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this thought before I get too ahead of myself. What I thought was that while we did all that, we might have different things like, you know, along with this thing, we'd also have like, I mean, maybe we'd have a decorative computer. I don't know. That could be very well. But we'd have a mass scanner as well. You know, make it a little like, you know, like a whole setup. Like it's a computerized setup. Anyway, what I thought we might do, me and my big mouth, in terms of like, I was gonna say this is where I finished the last part of the Kanite, and suddenly we get ideas, don't we? Yes. But let me show you what I mean. So what we do is we expand this thing. Maybe even like slightly wider than that. And make it like a control station that protrudes a little bit. I'm not in the mood for that song right now. Not that one either. I'll take this one. Before I build that, I will, though, test to see if it does what I think that it does. And before I even do that, I am going to put... So, let's see, I put 5. I need to put more. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Alright, and now I need to... Sooner or later, I am just defeating the whole purpose of having done this by doing this. But it looks so nice. See? I think the shape is nice. Let me, at least for now, also test. So we have begun mapping. Save map 50 maps Kanite class. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm just simply gonna fire this map up because I need to know what this does in practice. So I'm just gonna say map init 50. And then I'm very quickly going to run to the back end of this thing and start up its engines by cheaty McMagic hands. There we go. So now power is running. And everything will be fine. So now I need to know what this does. Wait, what? What have I done wrong? You may have to re-anchor it. What, like with a wrench? fuck's going on? V Trippy.
What is this foul sorcery? Oh, be right back. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with this.
But I'm gonna have to find out. I could have sworn that at some point there was some information somewhere about somewhere about sandwich magnets.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about this.
I think I'm gonna have to leave this out for now because I don't have no idea how I'm gonna do this. Yeah, no, this is not working. This is not working. Right. Well, that means we are now going to say mapping 100. So this is not worth a lot. Unless I can message someone in the BPL who might know. Who might know? Could ask Tex, but would he know? Would Tex know? I think I'd be better helped with asking. Who would I ask? Let's see now. Who do we've got? I'll ask him the auxiliary mapping channel. Okay, not class. Does anyone know if you need to do something special or consider or have some a certain consideration when installing the salvage magnet? Right now I seem to be getting no offers / no salvage. Any ideas? Alright, I put it into the auxiliary channel, asking everybody. See if anybody's got any clever ideas, but I doubt it. Not because I don't think they're smart people. They are. It's just, it seems so cryptic. It made sense in my head in some way or another. Hey, where, maestro? Where is my music? I require it. Play me the tunes. Global Saber asks, are you able to place the magnet at the HES and it work? The automatic trade station. Well, not really, because the automatic trade station is a... how do I explain this? It's something that you add to as a component to your map, and that is a separate thing that comes in from somewhere else. So I would have to add the automatic trade station that everybody uses in order to accomplish what you're thinking of. But in that way, yes, you can. You know, I could put a secret, like, maintenance bar up here somewhere. Because suddenly now I have the extra space.
could design a trash compactor and then move the clown and the mom up there so they know they're appreciated. It's like, they put us in the trash compactor. Yeah, that's where you live now. That's your department. Oh. Too cruel.
Global Saber says, I was thinking of seeing if the magnet works here and then figuring out the issue with the ship. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I wish I knew. I probably need to get a hold of Maddle. She probably knows. Let's see if I can find her. Maddle. There you are. No, she's probably, I don't know, at work or school or something. It's probably a completely different time. I'm just gonna leave a message with her anyway. This is probably why I didn't install them initially. They're probably really, really annoying. I wouldn't be surprised. The trick now is to make as few changes as possible. Because otherwise we have to just do a lot of work. And you know who doesn't want to do a lot of work? Me! I remember getting a salvage magnet working on in my dev environment, but it's been a while. Might be because of the shuttle CVAR. Couldn't say. I guess we can open this up a bit more now. Should I reshape this, or should I go straight to... this little fellow? This little chérie, this petite window. And then make it completely terrifying to move in this space. Because one sneeze and kaput. What are we even... Come to think of it, what are we even doing back here? What is this space for? I'll give it a test later tonight and let you know my findings. Thank you. That would be very nice. I don't know what this room is for. I have no idea. I just can't stop making it. Global Saber says, I know while doing green shifts, if you use a cargo computer flat pack, it will not work on entities that are not part of the station's quote-unquote profile. To fix its UI, always take the computer back to the... Well, I guess there's a part 2. Part 2 coming. Station or AT and anchor it there, then bring it back to the ship I'm building in rounds. Interesting. I hope it doesn't have anything to do with the stupid anchor thing, because that's going to annoy me very much. I think it does. Global Saber thing says, I think it does have something to do with the station anchors. Well, in which case, if it does, I'm sorry to say, this ship is never getting an anchor. In which case, no salvage magnet. Because I am not anchoring these things. That is preposterous. You could just add the parts for the magnet, have someone build it during the round. I could, I guess. Right. I don't think this needs to have access. I think this can just be right here. That'll do. Aid first time chat. Aid313 welcome. Haven't been following along the design tweaks to this point. When does Kanite get a gun deck allowing it to fire broadside on friendships? You know, that is a complete and absolutely fair question. How can I put this? In its current form, even with its updated form, there's nothing that prevents you from rolling in a bunch of cannons into this place, making a few holes here that shoot above the engine in loads and loads of rows all the way up. And yeah, you could potentially install the same thing behind these closed doors in salvage. There's nothing prevents you from that. You could rip out these doors. I'm just saying that nothing prevents you. It's not like a structural door. Besides, like, there's a whole section of doors back here that, if not mistaken, well, in any case, it's an airlock. It has multiple airlocks. So there, you can put them in more there. Now, these are excellent. You can sort of line up a bunch of weapons on these lattice things that I've built here. Loads and loads of potential for weapons. And power cabling has already been pulled here. And heavy voltage cable isn't far away. This is obviously still a rival, so no touchy. Engine. This whole thing is unused most of the time. You could install guns everywhere. Everywhere. Med bay. Yeah, no, not good. Not good. Yeah, this section, right here. This is also going to be expanded, but again, there's room for you to, like, make holes and guns and everything. This is a little on-the-site re-engineering you have to do. This is your job. You get to work. Well, since this is Kanite and AI is very compressed, my design actually involves turrets. A lot of turrets. There are now 4 turrets in here, and even if you somehow beat these guys, the moment you open the door, there's a turret pointing in your face. There's a whole process that in order to even load... they do work, yes. If you are a bad guy, like a Nuki, you will get shot. It recognizes enemies. But, so even if you want to go here and change its personality, you first have to go into open space, take that card, then back out, and then back into open space and upload it into the AI. The AI is behind several layers of plasma glass. It even has a little door behind the turret, so in case you do mean it, you want to grab the AI and leave with it, you have to go past the turret, but you can disassemble it, I guess. And then you can bring the AI box with you. Yeah, so this is my design. This is the best I could do with this space. Oh yeah, no, you can absolutely destroy it from the back, but then, you know, you have to start thinking about it. The easiest way is actually from up here, but because then it's like you have to break through this. And if you make it through these doors, you have to break through this. If you make it through these doors, you have to go through this door, and then this wall. So, like, this is not without consequence. Like, there are multiple levels, or multiple layers you have to defeat here. The easiest way, I would say, is actually from the side, right here. Because this is publicly available. But then there's a defense layer here with the weak spot, which is... it's public. You're not doing this in silence. Everybody's gonna see you. Have you done the AI cameras yet? I don't think there's anything... I mean, I think most of it is... I don't know, there's some... I guess there's some holes. Look, you can see the important parts. What more do you want? Alright, maybe I have to put up a few more cameras, I guess. I guess the answer to your question is no, I have not. God, she looks good. I just sometimes admire her shape because she looks really good. Try setting it up in empty space and see what happens, somebody says from the Ox. Well, maybe I will. You know what would be funny, since someone did ask about like where to install the cannons? I just suddenly had a funny idea. What if instead of having these like empty like spaces here, what if I, instead of these pieces of wall, just for no reason at all that I'm not going to explain to any, just pre-installed like blast doors and just wait for, maybe even like leave a button somewhere and say like, if you hook up this button on that door, this thing will open. And I don't know what you're gonna do with that, but you know. What do you think? Would that be desirable? It would be funny, that's for damn sure. That's what it would be. And now back to my favorite fan, directional fan. Also known in dirty circles as erectional fan. The one where if you stand on it, you just get that expression like, oh. That's all it does. It just gives you that expression. There. Just leave a bunch of buttons. What are you going to use those for? I don't know. To give you options. What type of airlock could we use to properly denote the difference? to sort of make this extra unpleasant. What if I did it like this? I just basically made everybody aware at any given moment. This could be you. This could be space, this area. Much better. I like this much more. Editing wires is boring. Very, very boring. Nevertheless. Ugh. Well, I seem to have left one. Because you have to do it neatly. There. Now you have your potential broadside. Hey, Haslin. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Yes. I might have got myself involved with more than I can solve in a day, but I am determined. But I have now expanded Kanite. I've given her longer prongs. To sort of compensate for her wider hips. And it's mostly working, I would say. Well, I wouldn't say... I'm just giving you the potential of opening up blast doors on the prongs of the Kanite class. Just give it, like, they're not linked up. I'm just saying I put in blast doors and a button right next to them, you see? Because I had so many of them. And so I was like, where do I put them? And I was like, well, I guess we can put them in here. I mean, surely that's... And then put compartments in between, you know, in case because there are open doors and stuff like that. So, in case one of them gets breached, and so there's like the others can continue, and that's not designed to be a redundant battle system at all. You see? You understand me, Haslin? Right. Good. Glad we're on the same page. So glad we're on the same page. I want Kanite broadsides and spec battles with nukes. Well, this is a salvage ship, sir, and I don't officially condone any kind of broadside violence. And sort of officially speaking, I just, you know, have to remind you how irresponsible it would be to outfit this fantastic salvage and industrial ship
with weapons that would be able to shoot like a lot, that would just not be cool. Yeah. So I hope I have emphasized that enough. Confession of Ladder Maker. Hi, man. It says it's very specimen's right to install friendship cannons on all their vessels for all legal reasons. Yeah, and so no, yeah, you shouldn't do that. And even though this could technically allow you to shoot this way with cannons, well, I'm just saying that even though it can also technically be possible for you to move the cannon out of it and make them face this way and then fire them forward instead of sideways, I'm just saying just because you can doesn't mean that I endorse you doing this. Okay? Do you understand? It's very important. Right. Glad we got that out of the way. In fact, what I ought to do here, when I put in these airlocks here that are locked, just to underline the point, what I should do here is just recess them a little bit so they're a bit more protected, and then put on a wooden barricade, so you understand that this no bad, very not allow, must not go this way. You see? And you should definitely not just break them open with a crowbar. I should definitely not make this cooler than just a thing like that. Kanite needs an expedition computer. We were able to install one on the ATS yesterday. I honestly, I would be impressed if you managed to pull this thing into FTL and not cause a catastrophe. Because like sometimes I don't think people appreciate just how large this thing is. If I haven't emphasized this before, I dare to claim the title of having the largest Space Station 14 station that flies. Like, mine is the deliberate design. I can't claim the one of being the first ship in Space Station 14. That one was claimed by Reach, and I must respect that. But mine is the first full-sized station, I would say, or sort of large station.
that is designed to fly and is sort of capable of doing so. And oh no, don't worry. A313 says it's wonderful. Don't take me asking for guns and memes as criticism. I've got plans for the next time I roll as captain on Kanite round. No, it's quite all right. I'm not hysterical about this thing. Like, I want it to be fun. I want people to have a wacky time with it and give you opportunities to do weird shit with it. That's what I want. But can I just indulge me for a moment, dear viewers, for your undivided momentary attention? When it comes in as though a ship on the move in profile, just look at the thing, because I think it kicks ass in terms of a shape as a ship. It's not just fun to play as a ship. I'm quite proud of the shape, because look at how much it looks like it means it's there to eat you. Like, it's definitely one of those things that's coming in to salvage you turbo speed. Look at this. Look as it comes in. Look at this way. This is a thing that's coming for you. Like, it's not a soft thing. It's an industrial monster that's coming for you. Sometimes I think maybe I should give it like extra engines or something, but I think it's still pretty good. Oh yeah. No, it moves. People don't really, even the people on the ship, like, unless you're the thing it collides with, you don't appreciate actually how fast it can go. And yes, it does turn like an arthritic giraffe on ice, but it's supposed to. It's not a nimble ship. It's not. It's supposed to turn like. That's the point. I could install more gyroscopes, or you could build more in some ways, I guess. But no, it's supposed to steer like that. It goes forwards and backwards really well, but this whole turning and being sort of like, no, that's not a thing. Maddie just got back to me. She says, I have no fucking clue. Our engines could use some Randolph B checkers, smooth sipping, all natural apple flavored engine degreaser. I think that's a business arrangement between you and Mr. Checkers. I feel like I could slap a few extra external engines on this thing, just on each side, just to make it a bit wider. Maple bacon log fueled afterburners. I want this to be real. I don't know what this space should be. I'm willing to, for anyone to look up to look at this space and give me ideas or wild suggestions of what this space should be used for. Because like it's just extra space. I could just make it a labyrinth of corridors, or I could make it like a hidden maintenance bar, or like a gambling den, or I don't know, some other wacky thing. Maybe a storage thing, or 10 forward bar. Tighter sanctuary. Maybe I should even make it obvious for people and be like, you know, like, do you get it now? Salvage shittle construction zone. You know, it could very well be. It could be a little garage. I wouldn't be opposed to that idea. Like a service bay or some such thing. Yeah, like us. You know, I like that idea. The more I think about it, like making it some kind of service area for ships, where like you have tools and such, and you're able to just like get people to come in, and it might even like also double as like a more manual, like taking apart operation. But I think then I would want to make it publicly accessible so that all the way from here through, I want to make these doors publicly available, because Salvage still has these doors that's specifically them, and look, nobody's gonna fuck with their shit. They have like lock things they can do, and then people can go all the way through here, all the way through here, all the way through here, and go do works out. Like, I want this whole trip to be public. And then these things can be sort of Salvage specific. I'll still mark it as Salvage area so that people know you're in Salvage. It's public, but it's Salvage. Just so that's clear. In fact, I'll do that right now. Since this is normally... this be the moment where you get to witness it. These are normally locked to salvage. And this shall be no more. What? It doesn't have the wow, that's just great. All right. What can we do in terms of glass doors then? Because I'm not gonna give up. You think I'm some sort of quitter? Damn. I could do this. You can't tell the difference. And then I can just name them. Because if I did this, I'd just be like, hey man, this is salvage. I don't know what you're talking about. See? Click, salvage. Hmm? You can't tell. We can call it public. What options do I have? What options do I have? Rog on. So, now it's called Salvage Public. And it is publicly available because it's not locked. So, nobody can tell that those are cargo doors unless they've watched this stream very carefully and know this to be a secret little thing that is actually based on an airlock that belongs to cargo. Anyway, moving on. Wonder if there's something interesting that could be done with Hobo Lyra's work on docking pumps for gases rather than gas miners from Atmos. Put a shuttle there, has to go on expeditions and harvest gases back to... Oh, that's a neat idea. And then this What access do you require? It doesn't seem to require much. Alright, we'll just leave it like that. I should probably undo these, since they're no longer the most forward representation of the ship. What should they now be? I think they should still be there. It's just, maybe we should just have them pre-activated. So in other words, let's put in a button like that, and then use a multi-tool and link that bad boy up. There we go. That means this thing now works. Yeah, sometimes you make an interesting point, Cinder Dragon, by saying, I think we're giving us enough standardized amount of plasma round start, 90% of the time, we have enough plasma without issue. Yes, and by the way, I think this goes for a lot of things, even in particular also with Kanite. I think there's sometimes people who don't understand, like, the luxuries that in many ways they're given. Like, I've heard people say, you know, we very much like it if we in engineering could all get RCDs. I wouldn't say it was expressed exactly as though it was expected. That would be uncharitable reading, but it does sort of lean in that direction that people to a degree really, really depend upon it or really expect the RCD. And it's like, look, the whole, like, you have to have a progression with something. The RCD is one of them. So what you start with as an engineer is your tool belt. That's the idea. Docking pumps for transferring Atmos gas is working fully and trackable in the Atmos console. Interesting. That might be something we'd have to take advantage of. Maybe that's what we do on the other prong. This is this side of the prong. We gather gases. And we could even maybe do it over here. I don't know. Maybe both sides. What if we had disposal chutes that could throw you across the prongs? I mean, why not? Why not? In fact, that's actually a perfect utility for this prong thing up here. I mean, why not? Is that a thing? Like, do you actually get launched? Is my question. Because if we just end up in space without speed, this is no good. And are you in as a way? Are you able to land back into another chute, or do you just invariably end up outside? Because this only works if you're able to fly across and land in another. You're in space. That's what I thought. That's a problem. No, I understand. I understand how it works. I mean, I think I understand just fine. Basically, all you have to do is you have to do this. And that's it. And you might even do this. And then this would fire you over here. I take no responsibility. Yeah, no, exactly. Like I take no responsibility for what you're doing. If you launch yourself and the ship is just having a full reverse, I guess this is the rest of your life now, huh? I mean, I like the idea. I'm just sad that there isn't some way of properly delivering you into the other side. This upsets me slightly. You see what I'm driving at here? And then even better, you do like I think what you should do is like maybe something like this. And then barricade like this. It is a fun thing for you to find. Or would that just be too annoying? Mm. I guess it really is that thing where it's like if you think you're fun and you got yourself shot out of this thing and you bonk off the window and it's like, haha, that was funny. Oh no, I'm not in a spacesuit. So what I'm hearing that is the thinking here is that we might do a little sort of a workshop floor. Hmm. Meg Daddy Love Train. Good to see you, man. How goes the pain? Unfortunately, it escalated. Unfortunately, it escalated. I am not a smart man. somehow, in the completely innocent effort of lengthening and slightly enlarging just basic maintenance space on the Kanite, just so I had something that made her overall shape be a bit sort of elongated now that she had sort of these wider growths here, you see. And so these awful people here who I spoke with and went into council with first came up with the silly idea that, well, wouldn't it be great if one day we could have broadsides on this thing? And I pointed out a few areas. And then I suddenly started adding, well, I could just arbitrarily adding these blast doors on the sides with a button. These two things are not hooked up, but what would you do with that? I had extra blast doors and some buttons lying around. And, these are service blast doors. They're certainly not broadsides, sort of open thingamajiggy, and I'm not hinting at anything that you could link these things together and make them work, and not have these things be sort of sectioned off in case there's a breach here. This down one will still work, and blah 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 blah. I mean, no big deal. And then someone suddenly mentioned, what about having some kind of place where people can come in and like offload salvage or get repairs and stuff like that. And I somehow got onto the idea of a workshop, and all of a sudden it's like, well, no, of course there needs to be a service workshop here now that I've elongated these things. And then on the other side, well, maybe there needs to be that whole thing that people spoke about where it's like, maybe there needs to be a way to harvest gases or like some other sciencey thing that needs to happen or whatever, and maybe a hidden bar and God knows what else. And it's like, this is my life now. And then it's like, also, by the way, maybe custom shuttle that can sit here and that can dock down here. Now, where I made some elongated space, and this stupid magnety thing probably needs to go somewhere up here. I don't know. But yeah, know my pain. And I'm being very sarcastic, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't do this if I didn't think it had merit. Do you still dream, McDaddy Loftron asks, do you still dream of docking Praetor in the nose? Not as much anymore. What I think I'll do is I'll build a custom shuttle specifically for docking in this space. And I think I will let Praetor roam free. I got feedback that this location wasn't really working, and so it's like, all right, let's make it a door. No reason to make this complicated. I'm having an idea. This is ponderous work. Storage area. Work area. That makes sense. To me, at least. I'll have to come up with some ideas for how a workshop is supposed to look like. I guess I'll get that inspiration from somewhere. And then I also have to close this up and expand all this, but I haven't started on this prong yet. This one, I feel I've, made good progress on this one. Just to underline what's going on. Yeah, I'll have to decide later if I want to keep those specific maintenance doors, but that's the general idea. Is this is a storage area, and this is more like the workshop area. So anything that comes in that needs to be taken apart in large chunks or something can be subjected to this workshop. I think that's the idea, and then anything that's smaller can go further down into the, like, let's start flinging things left, right, and center. I think that I like that process thinking. Not sure I'm sticking with this design either, but in terms of windows, but that's the one I have for now. Alright. I am sorely neglecting the food I should have been eating and the winding down I should be doing subsequently. So for now, I didn't achieve my goal of saying for the finish of this round of Kanite changes, there shall apparently be more, because I underestimated the creativity we can get ourselves into, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I would like to say thank you to all who were with me here and sort of kept me engaged a little bit, took an interest, and I hope you enjoyed watching the creative process of the Kanite class, and also very much hope you enjoy BPL 14 if you play it. With that said, so we'll see you next time, and yeah, have a good one. And be excellent to each other if you possibly can.